Don't forget, as always, that we love you. And Dane,
thank you for listening.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another great day of Dane and Josh. Dane sends his love. He's actually calling a tournament today, so we'll give some love to local Chaos Gray. They're the flagship team. Dane sends his love. Sorry I had to miss this one, but today's a big day. There's a lady we'll be bringing on here in a second. Everyone knows her as Coach Aubrey Jay. Talk about her days as a semi-pro player, college basketball, a coach. The influence this coach has had on female athletics is bar none. Our role has always been to take what we see as God-given talent and promote that. And this coach has done nothing great of make that happen across the spectrum. Female leadership, just all around great human being and a great player. And everything she says, it's kind of like turns to gold. It's like the book of Aubrey. So let's take a moment and bring on the amazing coach herself, Coach Aubrey Jay. Coach, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm amazing. It's an honor to speak to you. I know you're a busy lady. I know you've been coaching up until even last night. So thanks for carving out some time for us. Okay. So
yes, I'm very glad to be here. So
yeah, I'll jump into the questions because I know you're busy. Been following you for a long time. Love your body of work. Again, from your playing days to Aubrey Hoops, the school that you have now. Just this kind of this thing now, this phenomenon that's become Coach Aubrey. I'm curious though, when this all began for you, the love of hoops. Maybe take you back to when you were a kid, or when did the love of basketball begin for you? You know?
yeah, that's a great question. So when I was younger, I have an older sister and a younger brother. So my older sister, I kind of followed her in her footsteps. So she did dance and all these different activities, and I just kind of did dance because I followed in her footsteps. I didn't really enjoy it. So when I was in third grade, I just told my mom I wanted to try basketball, and I tried basketball, and I was 11. And the moment I picked up a basketball, I knew this was something I loved, even at such a young age. And I was able to be really good at it at a young age, which was really fortunate enough. I was very blessed with that opportunity. And yeah, once I started playing, I just couldn't stop. So I started in third grade and continued
Never
my
look back, huh?
yeah, never went back, never looked back, basically. So I just knew it was going to be a big part of my life at such a young age.
When you started, because a lot of people say, some coaches, Dan and I kind of do some coaching too. They say, try different sports and all that. While you're in basketball at a young age, did you dabble with other stuff too, or has it just kind of always been basketball? Or?
Yes. So I did. So I was a multi-sport athlete. So I played softball and volleyball, and I
Okay.
enjoyed definitely being in the athletic field. But basketball was always just my number
Yeah.
one. So until I started AAU in fifth grade. So I just played
Okay.
2 years of traveling and then played AAU in fifth grade. And then I had to give up volleyball and softball just because I was playing basketball year round, traveling
Yeah.
at such a young age around the country just to play in tournaments. We played in a Pat Summit tournament in Colorado, I think when I was in sixth grade. I got to meet her then. I mean, such a talk about an amazing coach and someone I just look to so much as Pat Summit. But I
Yeah.
meet her when I was in sixth grade in an AAU tournament. So just very high level at a young age, but it was everything I wanted. So yeah, I had to give up other sports. But actually now I play in a co-ed softball league and in my spare
Okay.
time. So I still
Right.
kind of enjoy playing other sports now. So
So wow, so just hit the ground running. Like what a great body of work at such a young age. And you've been able, obviously following your career from the college, just semi-pro stuff, coaching, you've got your hand on so many facets of basketball, and you've got to play in some great games. It'd probably be hard to really narrow it down, but maybe what's a game or two? It could be from even your high school days or semi-pro days. What's one of the most memorable games you feel like just stands out to you as a player?
yeah, so probably there's two. There's one in high school and there's one in college. So in high school, I was a senior and being recruited to play college basketball, and there wasn't much that would get me off the court. Injury, I mean, thankfully, I never had any serious injuries my whole career, and so that was great. But I mean, I never missed any game or any practices my whole career. But my senior year, I went down for a loose ball with some college scouts in the stand, and I got up, and my ring finger was completely this way,
Okay.
and I was like, "Oh, this isn't good," and I was kind of in shock. I won't lie. And so my coach puts his arm around me as I'm walking to the training room, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna need you to get back in the game." And I was like, "Okay, I'll be right back." So I get to the trainer's room and there's my mom and grandpa, and my mom sees my finger, and she's like, "Oh no, 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 no." And it wasn't my shooting hand, but my trainer, Keith, he's like, "Okay, Aubrey, 1, 2, 3." And he popped it right back in
Oh, been there.
and
Yeah.
taped it back up and went back in. We won the game, a big conference game. I ended up with 20 points with a broken finger and
Let's go.
made the newspaper. And um, that was that. And I finished the season, and I wasn't going to let a broken finger, stop me from playing. And yeah,
Wow.
that was
20,
probably, yeah.
20 points with a broken finger. That's awesome. That's a story right there that that's crazy. Imagine if it would have been broken, probably 40. That's awesome though. 20 points is crazy with a broken,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
nope, yep.
the
So
scouts. That's
yep,
cool.
it was, yeah, it was great. And yeah, kind of to top on that, a couple of games after, one of the other coaches, I was warming up and I had to get like a special kind of cast made from the sports institution out here. And I was warming up, and the refs pulled my coach and the other coach was telling the refs I couldn't play with this thing on my hand. So right before the game, my trainer was arguing with the refs and pulled out the rule book and was like, "She can play with this. This is like legal." And the refs are like, "No, I don't want to hear it." And the other coach was just trying to get me out of the game and not have me play with this cast. So then I was crying in the trainer's room before the game because I didn't think I was
Wow.
gonna
Wow.
play. And I was like, "No, what, Keith, I just won't play with anything on it." He's like, "You're just gonna play with tape." And I'm like, "Yep." So
Wow. That's
we
awesome.
yep, I ended up playing, and we won that game in double overtime, but my finger was pretty painful after. But I mean, yeah, like I said, there wasn't much that could take me from
Yeah.
playing the
Literally.
game. Yeah,
Literally. Hey,
literally. So
that's such a testimony though that like the other teams were so afraid of you that they were trying to find a way. They didn't even want to play you with one hand. That's pretty
yeah.
awesome. So
Yeah,
wow.
I was
I
pretty upset with that coach. So were
so
my parents, but oh,
that's nice. That's in a way that's a lot of respect. Though. Hey, this person playing with one hand, that's crazy. I'm just thinking about that. I wish we had some footage of that somewhere, some like long
I
lost
have, yeah,
YouTube
no, I
footage
have
of that.
some
You know,
pictures I could send you. One of our
that's awesome.
photographers, he took some pictures when I broke my hand or my finger of just
That's
the
awesome.
pictures. Yeah, so
That's awesome. Wow. No wonder just the drive, the competition, the fierceness. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I know you talked about Pat Summit and others. The Aubrey hoops, it's world renowned now, and people know you, like they know you as a basketball kind of presence of mind. So your influence is being spread. The net is large. I'm curious though, because every coach has a couple, two or three mentors to them. Even Dana and I, we talk about our coach mentors to us. Who's a couple mentors on you as Coach Aubrey right now? Who do you go to for advice?
yeah, yep. So obviously, like you have those, people, the public figures that I always have looked up to, and stuff. But in my personal life, my mom, she's one of my mentors. She's not a big into basketball, but she's always just kind of been my sounding board. But my college coach, Denny Jerome, he's probably the best
Okay.
coach I've ever had. So I didn't really think about coaching too much. I mean, I was such obviously basketball is my heart and soul, and I always just love the game. And I still play competitively, but I never really thought about coaching until 2015. And then I got my first coaching job for a public school here in Minneapolis. And Dan Freilich, he hired me, and he's been a huge mentor of mine. So I coached alongside of him for 7 years in Minneapolis.
Okay.
And so I'm actually going to be meeting with him soon to kind of recap after my first year at my new high school coaching. And then my college basketball coach, Denny Jerome, was just always
Yeah.
a mentor to me, just an amazing guy. He coached at my college for 40 years. They just named the gym after him a couple years ago. I mean, he was such an influential a coach in my life and such a positive mentor.
See, I love that because we talk a lot about we interview high school coaches and college coaches and stuff, and all the way up. And I love it that even you, an elite player who played professionally, college, you look back on some of your days, and it doesn't have to be that WNBA or that NBA coach. It's people like that molded you that it wasn't even someone that was chasing the limelight, basically. Like your biggest influences, it's cool, or someone that maybe outside of the basketball world, someone may not know about, and that's just cool to hear. So
Yeah.
I love you sharing that. With kind of coming up next, I know if you're looking at the end of the season and what's approaching with Aubrey hoops, what do you think the next year for Coach Aubrey's looking like? Are we doing more training? What's the next year looking like for you as a coach?
Yes, yep. So, yes, we just wrapped up our season. We had a very exciting first section game. We won in overtime against one of our big rivals. One of my senior captains hit a buzzer beater. Her foot was on the line, 3-point line. And I thought it was a 3-pointer to win the game, but it tied the game and we ended up winning in overtime. So that was on Wednesday. And so that was probably one of the top games I've ever coached just because we had beaten them twice. Our first section playoff game, obviously it was sudden death, and we played away at their gym. And it's hard to beat a team sometimes 3 times, and we
Right.
did it. And it just kind of showed, how much, drive and determination my girls had, and just kind of doing whatever it takes to get the win. So
Yeah.
we just finished. Yep. Unfortunately, we lost to the 1 seed last night by 8 points. So definitely we could have beat them. We struggled to shoot, or we struggled to kind of hit some of our shots. Our shooting wasn't on like it normally is. But next, coming from like the high school perspective for me, already thinking about summer workouts, a summer program for my high school girls,
Got you.
gonna get them in the weight room. Gonna do some summer workouts and stuff, open gyms. I'm really gonna try to also do kind of the traveling and the youth
Yeah.
well, I coach, so maybe do some skills and clinics with them this summer. When it comes to me and my personal coaching and training, I'm definitely wanting to train and coach as many kids as possible. So I
Love it.
train girls and boys. So their goal is to just, and all my extra time is to just continue to train and teach the game that I love. And so just to really continue to promote my website with my personal training and just take it from there. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely it'll be in that post edits too. Guys, you check out the link too. We'll make sure to post that. But just what you're doing is cool. I just bringing love to the game at a whole new level, and the authority that you represent is amazing. If you ever come near Kansas, anywhere near, let us know so we can make the trip to have a come see a clinic of yours. We're in
Yes.
Kansas, so a little bit of a drive. But if you come near, maybe OKC or something, let us know so we can make the
Yes.
trek. There's a segment, Coach. I guarantee you, from your days of playing and coaching, media days. I guarantee this segment that we're about to do, you've never had a segment like this. This is what we're known for. This is our benchmark, 300 plus episodes of this segment. It's called Rapid Fire. Now, you don't have to answer rapidly, but here's how this works. Dane and I, we usually bet on 5 questions of what we think you're going to say. We're going to give you 5 scenario questions, and there's no right or wrong answer. You can go back in time. You can go into the future. It's kind of like a made up segment to kind of really like bet on your personality. We think we know what you're going to say, almost kind of like a family feud. So you pick what you
Yes.
feel is right, and I'll let you know if we got you right or wrong based off the selection. Okay. So first question, where they're taking you back. This is probably 2016 or so, right as you're about to start your coaching career. They say, "Hey, Coach Aubrey, as a kind of a coach test, if you will, like a drill, we're going to bring you out, and there's 2 celebrities there. Bad Bunny's there, and Pitbull is there. They're just walking around this clinic, and they say to basically make the team, we need you to play a game of freeze tag, and your partner is Pitbull or Bad Bunny in this game of freeze tag against the Lakers. Pitbull, Bad Bunny, who you taking against this team in a game of freeze tag? Who you going with?"
I'd probably say Pitbull because I know Pitbull, and that's more of my generation. I grew up with Pitbull versus like Bad Bunny. So
Got you.
I do
Got you.
like Pitbull's music, but that's more of my era. So
Got you. Got you. That's what I had. Okay, good. So Dane, I'm gonna beat Dane this time. So he sends his love. Dan, I got you on this one. So Pitbull it is. They're also it's a big thing nowadays. People in the public eye, figures, athletes. You see a lot of people on like Fortnite, like LeBron's on Fortnite. I think Caitlin is going to be making her way to that. But they asked you, "Hey, Coach Aubrey, we're going to go a different direction. We want you to be a playable character in 2 of these upcoming video game franchises. They're going to drop you into it. You can be a part of the next remake of Tomb Raider. You can be Aubrey, the next Tomb Raider, or you can be Aubrey, the next star in Grand Theft Auto. Are we going Tomb Raider or Grand Theft Auto? Which way you going?"
Grand Theft Auto, or
Dang
Grand
it!
Theft Auto, 100%.
Oh, dang
Love
it!
playing that with my brother. So I love that. I have really great
Oh.
memories. Me and my brother playing Grand Theft Auto. So yes, I would go.
Oh, dang it. Okay. No wrong answer. So you got me. Okay. So 1-1. Next one. So they're actually, it's a lot of, these questions are kind of more movie slash celebrity based stuff. So next one, they're also asking you to be a voiceover for 2 upcoming comic book series. Obviously, coaches are known for their ability to speak and kind of motivate people. So it makes sense that you'd have some voice acting stuff in the future. So they're going to ask you to be the next, basically, Captain Marvel or the next Superwoman. Who do you want to voice over for the next upcoming series of these two? Captain Marvel, Superwoman? Which way are you going?
I do Superwoman. That
Dang
would
it.
be.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I like her a
gosh.
little bit better than Captain Marvel, but I do like Captain Marvel. I do, but she's probably more of my favorite.
No wrong answer. No wrong answer.
Yes.
I'm just. So okay. So you got me right now. So I'm 1 for 3. Let's see if I can come back with these two. Next question. So at halftime show next year, we're gonna go ahead and call it. You're making it to the championship. You're taking the team. You guys are gonna be playing. And what they don't tell you is at the halftime show, usually there's things like at homecoming or halftime shows. There's performers and stuff. You're going to be performing. They tell you last minute and you get to perform the hit song with one of these two artists and or artists. You can do This Is How We Do It with Montel Jordan, or you can sing End of the Road with Boys to Men. Are you going to duet with Montel, or are you going to duet with Boys to Men? Which way are you going?
I would say Montel.
Finally got one right. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had you for that one. I really did. I really did. Final question. Final question. So this is you're showing up at the NBA All-Star game. You're as coach that you are now, Coach Aubrey, 2025, as you're known. They're transplanting you back to 1995 to the All-Star game, and there's a bet. You get to choose, and I love both these guys, but you get to basically bet $1 million bet, and if they make the free throw, you win $1 million. You can take Shaq or Barkley to the free throw line for one shot. Love them both. Who you bet your million on for the one shot?
I mean, I do love them both, but I'm more of a Shaq guy.
Let's go. I had Shaq. I really did. Let's go. Okay, good.
Okay.
So 3 for 5. Okay. So that's just a little thing we do each episode called Rapid Fire, a little silly segment. Hopefully that's something a little different than what you've had in the past. So just picking your personality. Thanks for being a good sport. So
Yes.
appreciate it. So last segment, Coach, we do something. It's called open mic. What this really is while we reached out to you as well, the main reason, your influence, your drive, your passion, the way that you're looking to advance the sport, and really just kind of give back to others. If you were to tell someone that kind of wants to follow in your footsteps, whether it's a young athlete, maybe they want to be a coach, a player, what's a piece of advice you give them if you're going back and coaching yourself, if you will?
Yeah, that's a great question. Like I kind of mentioned, I with my love of the game as a player, I just didn't know how that would transition into coaching. And still to this day, I play in so many different leagues, men's leagues, women leagues, and it still makes me the happiest is just being on the court as a player. And then coaching just comes such a close second.
Okay.
And to have that kind of passion as a player, but then have it transition into coaching is has been really remarkable for me. And my advice would be, obviously you coach because you love the game, you love to give back to others, and you want to teach the game. Growing up, I had my handful of coaches. I had some good coaches, I had some bad coaches, and I always knew if I ever would be a coach, this is how I wanted to represent myself. I wanted to share my passions with young female athletes, be a positive role model, and really just give back and be able to create long-lasting relationships as well with girls that I have coached, which is really important to me. And so just the advice would be is, you do it because you love it. It's going to be hard. You're going to deal with a lot of adversity, good and bad. There's always going to be politics. There's going to be,
Mm-hmm.
people that may necessarily not be against you, but not for you. So you really just have to, end of the day, stay true to yourself, stick to your message and your beliefs. And you really have to, understand, why you're doing this, your why as a coach. Going to
Hmm.
be, all this outside noise, but at the end of the day, and what I continue to do and keeps me going is, why am I doing this? Because it's my love. It's my heart. It's who I am. I want to give back. I want to be a positive influence. I want to, with my college coach, he's still such a remarkable person and someone I, think about all the time when I coach. And I want to have that kind of mark on all of my athletes as I can. So just know your why.
Wow.
So
Wow, no, that's good. Know your why, know your role. I like how you said stick to it because it's true. You know, you could be out there having a game of your life, and there's gonna be noise. Oh, why wasn't this handled this way? I get that. Like I hear what you're saying. You got to know, you got to believe in yourself first before you can believe in other players. So obviously it's working because you're very, very high caliber. So I can see why that works. You know, believe in yourself first if you're wanting to coach before you can believe in others. That's wow. You said it so eloquently. Thank you, Coach. That was awesome the way you said it. So. Well, Coach, I know you're, like I said, always busy. I'm so grateful to get the chance to track you down. Hopefully, once you come on the show, we always say this, make it the first of many, an alum here. We'd love to kind of have you back on in the future as your workshops evolve and your coaching career goes on. We'd love to have you back sometime in the future. So let's make sure this isn't the last of many opportunities in the future. Okay. So, Coach, I thank you again for everything. We appreciate you. I'll give you some time back in your day. It was an honor. We'll get this out as soon as we can, and I appreciate all you've done. Okay. Much love, and we'll be in touch very soon.
all right. Yeah, thank you. It was an honor
Thank you,
to be
Coach.
here.
Thank you,
Yes.
Coach. So, guys, that's Coach Aubrey. I'm telling you, she backs up what she says. An amazing person, authoritative, true athlete, and just true presence on and off the court. Those are the kind of people that you want teaching your kids. People that know it, that live it, that breathe it. That's what, like I said, if you haven't followed her on social media, you should. She talks a lot about her workouts and posts out things for the kids to do. Just a real first class coach. So, guys, that's a great one. We're blessed to track her down, especially as busy as she is. She made time for it, and we don't take that lightly. So, Dane sends his love on behalf of Dane and Josh. Always don't forget that we love you. And as Dane would say, thank you for listening.